Everyone is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's join them!
Please, wait a moment. Before attending the meeting, I hope you can promise me one thing.
What do you need?
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
What do you think?
Okay.
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you too.
Are you ready? Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
You're making Paimon...
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Catch you all later. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going to say.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, Traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting...
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And based on your reaction...
Paimon's a little worried. Hopefully nothing will go wrong.
To be honest, I feel the same. But you're already some of the most capable people I know. So you have my
Candace gave us a compliment.
Your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be
I'm very glad to hear that. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you arrived. Your safety is the most important thing. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. So please, take care. You're welcome. And thank you for taking my advice. Good luck with everything. I'll be here in the village praying for you.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Okay.
I'll hit them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace told everyone to be careful.
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more cheerful to boost our morale?
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the We all have our jobs to do, after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge of logistics while others will fight on the front lines.
Speaking of the front lines, you don't look anything...
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place. Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind.
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will exhibit far more potential.
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries...
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a... Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge. You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia, I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all, but the academia has always held a different view. They have always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect of human contact with divine knowledge as mere mortals. Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, and thus always approached the withering, Elazar, and the sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution?
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease is what caused the withering in the sand. At least, that's what Tainari told us. Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness may
But if that's the case, what should we do?
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia forest? That whole...
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Only by working to make sure we're still on track. I would like to check on the state of some of...
Where are we going?
To an Eremite base. Oh, you made it.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work to do.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still under repair.
Aren't those devices for canned knowledge extraction? What are you doing with them?
Look here.
Huh? More canned knowledge?
What's that look on your face? Are you scared?
Paimon's a little scared, but very
That's an inch. Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own traveler. I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction is the most important part of all of this. Now, please get ready and put on...
You want us to record our conviction into the...
Yes.
Paimon is still really worried.
I understand, but trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. It's because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes and praises... Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effects.
But what was the point of doing this? Paimon doesn't get...
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is nothing short of... Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. And after all that time, what do you think you'd become?
A fool?
A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so important. In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries.
But why would you need to identify the
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very interesting.
things you're interested in are really out there.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing for the next step.
Small projects?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a few...
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go back on your word?
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties. I've given...
But it's still the best plan we have. As a former Matra, you of all people should be able to see the bigger picture and recognize the...
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me persuade Sino?
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But then, you went to Had I known Al-Haytham would give you those kinds of suggestions,
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side.
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the...
Seems you really do understand the way...
Traveler, Paimon. This is also something you Rahman's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Rebot guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them.
Wait, how can we work with the guard?
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a bit.
That also sounds like something Al-Haytham told you. Am I right?
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous this plan is?
Of course he does. He told me, there is no perfect plan, but he also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of success would increase. I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points. It's my own...
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that to make the whole thing more convincing. You'll need to resist to some degree. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless...
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can...
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect. They have...
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help?
I knew you would...
We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly.
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory.
Well, now that you've put it that, but remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace, since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more animosity between the followers of the
Okay, you have a deal.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the
Of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting? Depending on the scale of this operation, we may need—
They're a squad of eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akhmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and resale of supplies from the Academia.
As many as Ain el Akhmar? This should definitely be classified as a joint operation.
Then I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible, and treat it as a top priority.
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing, aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the Academia? And even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might, right?
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry, the guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matra still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound, no matter how you look at it. They don't seem interested in sharing the news of Sino's
A reasonable inference. I agree.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on high alert. Actually, considering the power of the Akasha,
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, I don't think you'll need to worry. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who kidnapped the village keepers. But things like that never happened again after we met up with the Traveler.
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your actions?
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well can the Akasha make predictions about— Haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do—
Because the Akasha controls the entirety of Sumeru.
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be explained
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, can everyone truly— Emotions are part of our behavioral logic. But can you guarantee that every experience of the same joy or pain would be equally Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or you're decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe the Akasha hasn't yet figured— Our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. Any one of us could potentially disagree with— The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions in the past. After all, there's probably a limit. So, in my opinion, you're probably safe for now.
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive, and I don't think we can be complete.
Is that so? I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate, and people will not be forever trapped by the past.
Paimon's so glad that this is settled.
Next time, pay attention during our meetings.
Will do.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Grand Deshret Desert District.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be working with me.
Beep! Construct, beep!
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And, is this...
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to you?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation. To be perfectly honest, I've always longed...
There's no need for flattery.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district. We will...
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites. Any questions about the time or location?
None at all, sir.
Good. See you
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. And now, we're going to strike. Get ready. We will move out in 2 days.
It's time for the operation! Let's go meet Sino in the desert!
Wait a moment.
Ah! Oh, it's you.
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here early.
It's to show how important we think the operation is. Since this is a big case for the Academia, we are prepared to...
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. Remember, we must capture them alive. They are our only leads for the case. If they die, we will be
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are approaching from the west!
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! What, judging from those shiny weapons in your hands, it seems like you're not interested in it.
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smuggling and illicit sales. If you value your life...
Who are you supposed to be? A Matra from the Academia? I can't believe you came over.
I'm not here to talk.
Oh. Nobody's given me this much time of day since I became a mercenary. Brothers! For that slight, let's wash our blades with their blood.
Windblade!
Dodge this!
Come a little.
will be frozen in time.
Be gone!
You're in for a little shock. Yep.
Huh?
Dodge this!
It's over.
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Aramite mercenaries and related personnel in the area have been arrested.
You pitiful Dendro Archon!
I'm afraid you'll regret it first.
King Jeshret will curse you, and you will all—
Silence!
Oh,
Restrain them and take them back to Caravan Rebot. Count their numbers and send them to the Academia as instructed by the General.
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino, I will now take my leave. If you need further assistance, please come to Caravan Rebot and ask—
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went really well.
Yes, things went perfectly.
That's fantastic! And that punch you gave Raman there sure looked convincing.
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan Rebot and—
Yeah, you're the reason why everything went so—
It's not the time to celebrate yet. I believe— Go join up with her. She will need you to
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us—
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. Given how well we know each other, I believe my message alone— If we need help, Tainari is the best option. Get ready for the next phase of the plan.